Hey everyone, welcome to the Engineering Friend, your engineering buddy to make life easy in the software engineering world, a place to learn, share, and grow together. In this video, I wanted to touch base on my previous video on a non-technical skills. If you're interested, please go back to the first video. You'll find good details on some of the topmost non-technical skills that are important in software engineering world. With that said, in this video, I'm going to cover a skill that we don't usually know that, but if we implement it, it's going to do a lot of good things in our career, especially if you're going into senior engineering roles. This skill is going to matter a lot. So what is that skill I'm talking about? And you guys might already know that, and but you might not be practicing that. The skill I'm talking about is silence. So yeah, this video is about mastering the art of silence in software technical discussions. So when we think about silence in team meetings, we often feel like it is some form of awkwardness, or we feel anxious about it, and we go through a lot of emotions when we are in a big technical discussions and everyone are just quiet, and we often rush to fill that gap. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how we can make use of this silence to make the discussions and the team meetings more productive and more efficient. So let's jump into the video now and the discussion. Yeah, so before going further, why silence is even a powerful tool? So when we're coming up with a technical discussion, we start a meeting and we talk about different things, different technical complexities. So it would be hard for each and every person in the meeting to understand all the concepts, right? So when you provide a silence after explaining your point or explaining a concept, it provides other people in the team to consume that technical information, technical depth, and it helps them to provide a valuable feedback. So in such cases, silence is going to be very powerful, and it also makes you to see things which you're unable to see while you're designing or creating some software product. And another place where I would feel silence would be really helpful is often, I won't say often, but usually we see technical discussions might get escalate, and the environment would become a little unease. So in such situations, silence is going to play a huge role. So it helps us to de-escalate the conflicts. When you provide a silence, the speakers can reflect on their thoughts, what they are saying, and that would help them to de-escalate and think about what they are saying. So in such situations, silence is going to play a very good role. So often we see people who are anxious or they're not confident about presenting some topic, they usually rush into the topic and they speak it very fast. Usually, that's a sign of not being confident about the particular topic a person is present. So, again, the silence is a sign of confidence and the leadership. By providing a silence, we are helping other teams to join into the conversation. We are helping other teams to consume the information, and we are also helping them to provide a valuable insights and make the meeting more effective. Yeah, so silence is going to play a very good role in your confidence and leadership skills. And as I said, provides a space for innovation and the clarity. It helps the team members to digest the information, understand what they're talking about, and provide a constructive feedback. So these are the good enough examples for us to know why and how silence can be used as an effective tool in our technical discussions. So what are the techniques we can use this powerful tool in our discussions? The first thing I'll think about is listening actively before speaking. So often people rush into the conversation, they often interrupt the people while they're speaking, but I think it's a very good quality of listening actively. When you're listening actively, you're trying to consume the information presented by all the people, and with that information you can come up with the constructive feedback that can be helpful and be insightful in that particular meeting. So, and we often feel like we do not want others to question us when we are not confident, because we are not confident and we might not be able to answer it. So, whenever we get a complex question, it's often a good thing to take a pause. We can count 1 to 3 in our mind, think about the question, and then come up with a feedback. This response is going to be more thought provoking, and also it's going to be more constructive. So if you're not aware about that, we can always say that we can come back and clarify the doubt. So often when we come up with the complex questions, asked by someone else, it's always a good practice to pause and think about it and then provide the feedback. And in other cases where silence will be useful is encouraging others to speak. So if a single person is dominating the meeting and is not letting others to speak, that often creates, a not a good environment and not a collaborative environment. So often when we are presenting a meeting, it's always a good practice to pause for some time and let others join. Usually it will take some time for others to consume that and come up with the, response. It's always good to see non-verbal cues on the team members, see whether they're unable to speak up. So this silence is going to help in such cases where we are encouraging other teammates to join into the conversation and provide their insights as well. And again, as discussed, we can use silence to de escalate the conflicts. It can even highlight the gaps in the arguments. So, when we're presenting something in the technical discussions, when we provide a silence or take a pause, the people who are discussing can think about what they're talking about, and then it can even help bridging the gaps in that debate or this discussion. As I said, silence and taking a pause always demonstrate the confidence. If you're rushing, means you're not confident. Take a pause, take a deep breath, and then present your topic. And if anyone asks any complex question, again, take a pause and then think about the question and then answer it. No one is going to judge you with your silence. No one is going to think it's awkward. You're only helping your teammates to consume the information and also being collaborative, helping them to join in the conversation. And it's going to create a very good collaborative environment. And as I said, it gives a space for innovation and brainstorm. It helps the teammates to think about the presentation and maybe even they can come up with beautiful ideas that can help to make your system more. Yeah. So these are some techniques where we can use the silence very effective. Now let's talk about some scenarios. Now you're debugging a complex issue and instead of rushing and talking about the issue, you can see the forum, you can see the meeting, see what are the suggestions given by all the teammates. You can actively listen to the topics or the suggestions given by the teammates, and you're letting others to talk and letting others to provide the reasoning, and you're also helping yourself to understand what is going on. And after actively listening and using that powerful tool, the silence tool, you can come up with a question like, let's step back. Based on the logs and behavior, what's the most likely cause? Now, this question is more insightful and is also helping the team to go in a direction that will help in solving this issue. Yeah, this is one typical scenarios where you can use this tool. And let's talk about another scenario, handling code review disagreements. So when you go into a code review meeting, you put a lot of effort, put a lot of thinking into that code, and you raise a PR, and you see some of your teammates commenting about it or might be asking you to follow a different approach. That can make our mind to escalate a bit. It might even hurt our ego, and then we might think what is happening, and it will disturb our mental state. In such situations, silence is going to help us a lot. We can take a pause in those situations and we can come up with a question like, I see your point, but what are the trade-offs of this approach at scale? So by this, insightful question, it's going to help you to learn, and also the person who's commenting on your PR also to learn. So we're going to discuss the trade-offs and other things in a more rational way, and it's going to help the team as well to make the system better. Yeah, so in this way, you can use a silence tool to handle the situations where there are disagreements in code review or any other situation. And another scenario I can talk about is, pushing back a tight deadline. Your manager comes to you and says, hey, you have to finish this in so and so timeline. And you know that it's a crazy tight deadline. Yeah. So instead of providing a knee-jerk reactions, we can pause, and silence often makes others to, soften their stance. They can calm their mind and they can speak in a normal way. So you can take a pause and you can come up with a question to your manager. What are the trade-offs can we make? Do we reduce the scope or accept the higher risk? So with this question, even your manager starts to think, okay, having this deadline might affect our deliverables, and we have to think about the trade-offs as well. So with this silence, you're de-escalating your manager's state of mind, and you're de-escalating your state of mind, and you're coming up with the insightful question that is helping you to propagate in your day-to-day life in software engineering world. Yeah. So that's all about this video. Mastering the art of silence in software technical discussions. So what are the key takeaways through this video? Silence make others reflect, clarify, and reconstruct. It helps us to rethink what we are speaking. It helps us to communicate the things better. It helps your team consume the information better, and it's going to make your team discussions more productive and effective. And it also prevents your knee-jerk reactions and encourages deep thinking. Instead of reacting to any complex question, you can take a pause, think about it, and then provide a constructive feedback. It's a sign of a confidence, it's a sign of a leadership, and it's going to help you to control the discussions the way you want. It gives space for others to contribute without interruptions. Yeah, that's all about this video. I hope you guys liked it. Please give a thumbs up and also subscribe this channel for more such content. I'm sure it's going to help you a lot to navigate in the software engineering world. I'm excited to come up with no more videos. Yeah, that's all. Let's learn and grow together. Thanks a lot for watching this video.